What is up, Rumble? What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Ryan Matta Show. I'm your host, Ryan Matta. Thank you guys for joining us on this beautiful Monday evening. Folks, I got a great show for you today. We're actually going to dive down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. We're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, what's the difference between Bitcoin and shitcoins. And I got a good friend, ALESSANDRO, that'll be joining us here. His links are all down in the show notes, so please swing down there, hit that subscribe button, share that content. But before we get into that, I want to go back over this Substack article. So I wrote this last night, and I didn't proofread it because the data was all horribly wrong. So, and I updated, I changed it from 2015 or from 2016 to 2015. So I want to show you guys, if you were investing in Bitcoin versus Amazon over a 10-year period from 2015 to 2024, and if you invested $10,000 into Bitcoin and $10,000 into Amazon stock on January 1st every year, what would your ROI be over the last, I need to update that too, 10 years. So I want you guys to take a guess right now. If you guys are just joining us, before I start getting into this, go down below in the comments, not in the live chat because they're going to disappear on Rumble, but go down in the main comments of this video and take your best prediction. If you put $10,000, so that'd be $100,000 total into Amazon and $100,000 into Bitcoin. It's going to blow your mind, but drop some comments. What do you think your $100,000 you invested into Amazon would be worth today? Oh, I got an alarm going off. Yeah. I know I'm supposed to start my show. And what do you think it would be worth, right? So let's go through this. This paper examines the performance of two hypothetical investors who started with an initial investment of $10,000 on January 1st of 2015. Investor 1 chose to invest in Bitcoin, while investor 2 opts for Amazon stock. Both investors contribute an additional $10,000 to their respective investments on January 1st of each year. The paper analyzes the growth of their investments over time and determines which investor had accumulated more wealth as of today. So in recent years, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have gained significant attention as an alternative investment option. This paper aims to compare the performance of Bitcoin and Amazon stock as investment vehicles by analyzing the hypothetical scenarios of two investors. Now, the methodology. The study uses historical data to track the growth of Bitcoin and Amazon stock from January 1st, 2015 to present day. The performance of the two investments compared is based on initial investments of $10,000 and then again $10,000 on the first of each year. So on January 1st of 2016, investor 1 purchased Bitcoin at a price of approximately, and that's wrong. It should have been right here because I went to 2015. I forgot to update that part. So in 2015, he invested $10,000. Bitcoin was $314, and he acquired 31.61 Bitcoin. And I got to go through this again, man. I horribly mess this up. But the math is still very accurate, right? So by investing $10,000 each and adding $10,000 each year, you would have accumulated a total of 70.7 BTC. And you can see here, I broke it down each year for you guys. 31 the first year, 23 the second, 10.2, 0.7, 3, 2.6, 1.3, totaling giving you a total of 70.77 Bitcoin, right? So as of today, this is the Bitcoin price that I calculated this off of, $67,768. Your total of $100,000 into Bitcoin on the first of every year would be worth $4.795 million. You would have turned 100K into roughly almost 5 million. So let that sink in. Now, here's what I did not expect. Check this out. So again, initial investment, right, into Amazon. Same scenario. Ignore the BS numbers up here, right? So you would have accumulated, get this, 156.72 shares of Amazon. Guess what the price of Amazon stock is today? So in year one, at a price point, right, of $314 in 2015, you got 31. In 2016, it went up to $626, then to $749, then to 1.16, 2019, 1,501, 2020, 1,847, in 2001, $3,182, in 2022, $2,726. In 2023, $1,213. And then on the first, it would have been $164. Now, what I just realized too, and I didn't take this into consideration, they might have done a price share where they, they break the price down. So that might have happened as well. But if this were to be accurate, you would have had 500, or you would have only had 59.98 shares. Now, if they did a reduction, this will change a little bit. But even if you're still in the ballpark, right? You're talking about a difference. If this was accurate and they didn't reduce the price of the shares or dilute the shares, you would have been a difference of 6,562%. That's pretty insane if you ask me. I was just looking at the price. I go, wow, Amazon's price in 2021 was $3,182. And I go, I don't really recall anybody complaining that like their price that their Amazon, they've lost, like 80 or 90% of their investment. I might have to go back through and text that one more time. So much for that one, folks. I was like, oh man, this is great. Look at this. I got this great data. And then I started looking at it and I go, maybe they didn't add that up right. Maybe not. So third time's a charm. Maybe we'll do this one more time tomorrow. But before I overtalk it, let's dive right into this interview. Let me introduce Alessandro, and I'm going to slaughter his last name. No, I'm just going to let him say it. Here it comes. All right, folks, without waiting any further, let me introduce you to Alessandro. Can you please say your last name? I know I'm going to slaughter it. I don't want to mess it up.
Ottaviani is from Italy.
Ottaviani. Man, I like that last. Ottaviani. I like that, man. Yes. So, Alessandro, how did you get into crypto? Tell us a little bit about your background. I want to hear about you as a person first. How'd you get into crypto, and we'll kind of just go from there.
Yes. So, as a person, I graduated with mechanical engineering for bachelor and master degree, and I worked always for big companies, actually from US. So, firstly General Electric, and currently Amazon. I started to be interested in Bitcoin in 2017 with the bull run. I think 90% of the people were interested on 2021, 2017, or 2013. I belong to the wave of 2017. At the beginning, just because of the number go up for the price. And later on, when there was the crash, I didn't know so much. So I became more distant from Bitcoin. I started again in 2020. And from that, it was just increasing. Firstly, it was only Bitcoin, then also crypto, Web3, NFT, and the rest. And the more I studied, the more I see that the value of Bitcoin. Then I reduced to Bitcoin and something else. And actually, since 2 years, it's only focused on Bitcoin. And since end of 2021, I'm seeing this regularly. I post several tweets per day, mostly focus on Bitcoin as a store of value. I also deep dive on Austrian School of Economics. That is the most interesting part for me. And also that's why for me, the ETF approval was so important. And I'm posting also a lot about this.
So it's funny. I've probably interviewed 5 people now, and 3 have brought up the topic of Austrian economics. And you said that's probably one of the most important parts. Walk us through, what is Austrian economics? How does it work? Okay. Why is it so important? Why is everybody talking about this?
For me, in understanding Bitcoin is 70% understanding what is economics and what is money. Technology, the part of censorship resistance is also very important, the same as energy usage, but it's less important than knowing what is money. And Austrian economics is not so much taught in almost not at all in the university, because it's another paradigm versus the Keynes economics that we are having since the end of World War II. And the person who founded was Karl Menger. It was in 1871. There are several laws why very important. For example, the law of marginal utility, and the importance of how they really deep dive on what is money and how money created from the society. According to Austrian School of Economics, money should not be something in power of the state. There should be a separation between money and state, so that the state should not have the power to create new money, because every time that we create new money, maybe in the short term is a benefit, but in the long term, it's always there are bad consequences. And the bad consequences are higher than the benefits. And Austrian School of Economics also start with what is money from gold, from seashells, from also eggy beads in Africa. Every society. So the main finding is every society, when choose something as an asset to become money, there were different properties, but the main properties was one and only one: the difficulty in producing more. Because money is, first of all, a tool to transfer value across space and across time. At the moment, we have the dollars and the euro in Europe. They are very good currencies, so they transfer value across space very good, especially in the West world. But because I also use Visa, MasterCard, the payment is instantaneously. But they are really bad in transfer value. We can see how much cost the bread 30 years ago and how much now. How much inflation we have. We are losing purchasing power, and this is deteriorating the whole society. And especially inflation should not be called inflation, should be called taxes on the poor, because it's the low middle class or low middle class who is suffering the most. The rich class, he has assets, he has real estate, so the money that are printed are increasing the value of this asset, but we become poorer and poorer. If you consider in 1970 the average salary versus the average cost of a house or going to the grocery, it was the salary was much more important versus the cost of a house. And that's why we have boomers that are saying to us, or even to especially to Generation Z, when I was at your age, I was already buying a house, because it was much easier for them to buy a house. If you see the price now are skyrocketing, while the price of and the salary is not increased so much. And the reason is we have printed money. There's also a great connection. Inflation is also, it could be like inflation on something or in a short period. It could also be on criticity on demand, less demand, more price. But overall inflation year over year, there is one bigger cause: printing money. And this should be stopped.
How did you say that again? Taxation shouldn't be called, or inflation shouldn't be called
inflation. Will be called tax on the poor.
Tax on the poor.
It will be much easier to understand for people. Imagine if you live from paycheck to paycheck without savings. You got the inflation, only the bad part, because your salary is not catching up with inflation. So you lose purchasing power month over month. But imagine you have an asset in Manhattan, something that is scarce, so real estate, or you have Apple, Nvidia. All this money that are printed are going, firstly, mostly closing to people close to the government, but then also people invest, and the price of the asset increase. It's like if a monopoly, we give $1,000 each one, and then we give $5,000 each one, and obviously the price is increasing. It's not increasing directly, but it will have a consequence, depending on the marginal utility. But then we may go too much in the deep.
Why do you think it is that people have allowed this to happen for so long? I mean, we're 115 years into the United States fiat Ponzi scheme, maybe even 130 years since the central bank was created. Why do you think people have allowed our government to rob them blind for so many years?
It started with the First World War. Till the First World War, so between 1870 and 1914, was the gold standard, where every country decided gold as the main asset to use to have a collateral for money. So far we had banknotes that reflect gold. There was a good a good solution for that time. So far the link is 1-to-1, because you have gold was not portable. It's not easy to transport. It's very hard to divide. You cannot pay a coffee with gold, only with gold, maybe with coins.
Yeah.
And banknotes are even better. So it started with, okay, instead of paying with gold, we have coins and we have banknotes. It's not the society that it started. And also, I don't think there is bad on all politicians. I also believe that, I believe for sure that in some or even the majority of politicians, they want to do good, but the system is broken because imagine you are a politician. Every 4 years, you have an election. The more you spend, the more votes you get because people are happy. Yep. And imagine that as of now, the United States is spending 6.4 trillion per year, and the revenue is 4.8 trillion. So there is 1.6 trillion delta. Yep. And you have a debt of 34 trillion. So if you assign this to a normal family, you say, okay, the family, it's over. Like, how can you have like a salary of 48,000, you pay 64,000 every year, and you have a debt of 340,000. Like, the financial situation is broken. Yeah. And imagine what can he do? So first is declare the fault of the state, and he will not do. Second, cutting the spending, and he will not do, because if he cuts the spending, no one will vote for him. Yeah. So even if he has the best intention, he will not cut the spending. Or maybe the Conservative Party is more attentive, but we reach a level that is very hard. You cannot also, out of for the 6.4, like 2 or 3 trillion are things like healthcare, army, they are a mandatory expense. You cannot cut that much. And the third will be to increase taxes. And this is a negative thing for 2 reasons. Firstly, if you also for political reason, and you will not get so many votes if you say the taxes are going from 30 to 40 to 60%. But second, also, the higher you tax, then the low the productivity, the less you incentivize people to be productive. So also, even if you, apart of political reason, even if you increase the tax, it's not sure that you will get more revenue. So it remains only one option, that is printing money. And so far, the state has this power. It is what they will be using. And so the politician, I think, most they want to do good, but if they have the broken system, then at the end it's a damage, and is always throwing the ball in 1-2 years ahead. They always do this until one point. Well, maybe it will be 10, 15, or maybe not 10, but 15 or 25 or 30 years, when it will be clear that the dollar will have so much inflation that it will go to hyperinflation. Every fiat system is designed to end or with hyperinflation or default of the country. The dollar is strong because it's also the world reserve currency. So before it will happen to other fiat currencies, but at one point it will happen. I don't know if you heard recently, there were a lot of concern. Also, Powell said that we are in a long path of unsustainable deficit. Yep. So it's like someone is into drugs, and when he's recovering, instead to have a reset, you're giving more drugs to keep it 1 or 2 days. Yeah. And then when it happens again, instead to have this reset, you give drugs. It can endure till when the body will say, okay, now I cannot do more. And then the reset will be much higher than what would have happened before. This is exactly the bubble burst cycle. One of the biggest theorem, I think probably the other people talking about the Austrian School of Economics, it's one of the most famous. They say it's a bubble that has to burst. Every time you create money, you start the bubble. And it's not that you can avoid the burst. You can just delay the burst, but the more you delay, the bigger will be. So the system is broken. That's why one of the biggest problems of the world is monetary, and Bitcoin is the solution.
I couldn't agree more. If I'm looking away, it's because I'm taking notes. So
okay.
I'm really enjoying what you're saying. Yeah, your camera does here. Let me put you on full screen so you can see it.
Yes, I see. Let's go. Okay.
There we go. Wait for it. Pull your hand away from your face. Sometimes it's looking for your eyes.
I think I will need that new camera.
Nah, it'll come back in here in a second. Try it one more time.
Like Maybe.
Yeah, there it was. Now pull your face back. There you go.
Ecco,
You
now.
got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
it's
will
looking for
bind
your
it.
looking for your eyeballs. So that's what your cameras are
Okay.
designed to look for the retinas in your eyes, and then it tries to focus everything around that. Sometimes when the light changes in the room, so if you got a window where like the clouds are going by your window and the light's changing in your room, your camera will start to try to look at other things. So,
Okay. Good to
so
know.
where was I? I was going to go somewhere with that. You had talked a little bit about right before we got online. You were talking about like how you got into crypto, and you weren't always a Bitcoiner, right?
No, I think it's standard path. So at the beginning, you are interested in Bitcoin because it's the main coin. Then it's obviously, especially coming from engineering, so I always been interested in technology. I also checked Ethereum, other coins. At that time, there was Tron, Litecoin, and the rest. Then it became
Remember those times.
Web3, NFT. But the more I went, the more I studied, the more I saw the difference between what is Bitcoin and what is all the rest. Then I became, okay, Bitcoin plus something else. And after a while, after some more months, I said, okay, now Bitcoin, the purpose of Bitcoin is, firstly, is completely different and is way higher than any impact that any other blockchain will ever have in our world. So I focus on Bitcoin. Also because it's so multidisciplinary. Some of my friends are saying, but how can you always focus on Bitcoin? Yeah, I can discuss about money, it's Bitcoin. Politics related to monetary system is Bitcoin. Technology, the blockchain is that should be called also a time chain. How the Satoshi was able to create the time in a decentralized world, it's something mind-blowing. For me, it's the innovation of the century, and it will remain. And you can also discuss about energy usage, Bitcoin miners, PC energy, reducing emissions. So there is computer science. There is a tons. I don't think exists any other singular topic where it's so multidisciplinary.
So, like, we kind of have a lot of the same journey, and I'm trying to really showcase to my audience, especially a lot of these people are coming over from LFA TV, where they've watched me in politics, and I tell this story. When I first came to LFA, my second show, I talked about Bitcoin, and it was one of my worst performing shows. So then I was like, okay, maybe not a whole show on Bitcoin, right? And I had about 800 people in my show one day, and I waited till like the last 20 minutes, and I started talking about Bitcoin. And my shows always go all the way up until the end of the show, right? They never fall off. We started talking about Bitcoin, and it was just straight down. So I was like, okay, this was when Bitcoin was 20K, and I was telling them that they should cash out their 401k, sell their house, pawn their kids' Legos, take their wife's wedding ring, go to the pawn shop, pawn that, put it all into Bitcoin, and then your wife will be happier than if you held onto her wedding ring. Kind of just joking, but now completely different, right? Now everybody's starting to listen. So I want to try to help educate and reach those people about Bitcoin, not crypto. And it seems like no matter how hard I try, right? I tell people, you can buy Bitcoin right off the bat, right? Get a Coinbase account, just like setting up a Facebook account, buy your first $120 or $1,000, right? Whatever it is, small amount, get a little skin in the game. And then I say, don't buy anything else. Spend 40 hours doing research before you touch anything, right? Because Bitcoin is something completely different than every other crypto. Don't worry about buying or researching anything. Just study Bitcoin because you're going to fall in love with it, right?
Is exactly what I say.
What do you think the amount of hours? Is it getting wrecked buying shitcoins? Is it you just truly haven't spent enough time studying Bitcoin to become a Bitcoin maxi? What was it for you that made you wake up and go, okay, like why am I wasting my time looking at, little baby Doge or dog with a hat or Solana or Ethereum, whatever shitcoin it is, to just going all in on Bitcoin? What advice do you have? Go ahead.
I think, yes, thanks. Very good point. So 3 authors, firstly, that helped me really understanding. After I saw Breedlove Sailor, the series of 9 episodes about monetary history. Sailor is unbelievable, knowledgeable of so many things: energy, time, property, digital energy. It was amazing. Second, the Bitcoin standard from SafeDing. And now he also wrote Principle of Economics. I also made 16 videos related to this book in my YouTube channel. And third, Andreas Antonopoulos, The Internet of Money. That are the 3 main topic that made me say, okay, this is so big. If it is real that Bitcoin will fix the monetary system, then all the rest we can have Ethereum, Solana, or some altcoins. Some are really scam. So people should be always careful. And some, they have no value, because there is sometimes there is also a team behind that is pumping the coins, is pre-mining, is giving the coins to the people, say, okay, we are going to the moon, then it goes 200% more, and then they sell. So it's pure scam. Some others, they don't have any use case, because I always question, okay, it could be a use case, but why we need the blockchain? Why we can do without the blockchain? On money, there are 150 years of thinkers, philosophers from Austrian School of Economics explaining why decentralized money will work better for a society. For others, it is in doubt, and it's a group of people that are trying to look this technology and try to adapt, but it's not so clear and so thoughtful that we need exactly the blockchain and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So with these three, I think I would recommend always to read the Bitcoin Standard, The Internet of Money on Tunopoulos, and now also Broken Money from Lynn Alden, and that he also created. She made it, I think, end of last year, and the Sailor series with Breedlove. There are 9 episodes, and they are astonishing.
If you guys swing over to my main YouTube channel, I'll actually start moving it over to this one that you guys are watching this video on. I have a playlist called What is Bitcoin? If you start over here, I've never once shared this playlist with anybody that's not invested in Bitcoin, and they didn't contact me within a month going like, I'm all in on Bitcoin. It's like thanking me. That Sailor series is so good.
But what is important, what I found is, I think also standard path, when you understand Bitcoin and you say, oh, wow, that's so big, I need to tell to anyone, like friends, colleagues, contacts, people in the gym. But then, especially if the price is low, people get bored and they say, okay, and also you try also to move any discussion to Bitcoin. And this, I discuss with many other Bitcoiners, we are all similar. So at one point you stop, you say, okay, also for my social statement, it's better to limit this. And now also as Stefan Livera said, Bitcoiners should be ready. Like people should know that you like Bitcoin, that you are very knowledgeable of Bitcoin, and if they want to know, they will contact you. Otherwise, it's very hard. Also, it is very hard to understand Bitcoin. Even if you're a Bitcoiner, you are interested also to understand why the Keynes system is not working, because it's also so common sense. People think that 2% inflation per year is okay. You help to stimulate the economy. Printing money stimulates the economy. Completely nonsense if you really understand what real economics is. Also because for 5,000 years, we have chosen always the asset that was scarcest, so hard to produce. Gold became money not because it was yellow, nice to see, or you can use in industry, but because it was hard to produce. That's why. And now we have a system where someone print a button and increase the money. So it goes completely against what the society has been chosen for 5,000 years.
What do you think it's going to take? Do you think you've been in it for a long time. You said 2017, right? And you said you rode that one up, and then I assume you didn't get out, right? So you probably came down with it. And then there was like, you started to lose money. So did you step away from it for a minute?
I sold half, and it was not in profit and not in losses, but also I didn't like because it was so volatile. Yep. I think that's why now it's so astonishing. Human psychology is amazing, and you see all the new joiners now. There was a crash, a retracement from 73 till 68, and people say, "Oh, we are crashing," and so on. So it looks like. For Bitcoiners, like what? Like it's a normal day. Like it's up 70. It was up 70% for the year. Now it's up 60%. So it's nothing. For sure, we are not happy, and we check also the price often. But it is part of the game. So it looks like you need a cycle to get a line And the other problem is people entered without studying, and now this is their fault because in 2017. Okay, there was not so many books, educational material, video podcasts like yours or show like yours, but now it's a plenty of material. So I recommend 100 hours to have a basic understanding, basic decent understanding, and 250 to have a good understanding. I stopped to discuss on Bitcoin with anyone who didn't spend 250 hours because there is no point. I cannot discuss with someone who's saying, oh, there is no intrinsic value, it's too volatile. He has to do the work up front. I'm very willing to educate that person. But if he doesn't get it without studying 250 hours, he's not understanding Bitcoin. I don't have time for this.
Wow, man. It's
Yeah.
so crazy how so many different Bitcoiners, their outlook on things align. My rules are
Yes.
40 to get started and then 120 to have a
Ah,
basic
okay. Yes.
right? So we're
The
kind of on
order
the
of
same
magnitude
part.
is similar.
Yep.
And
And
on this,
and
I have a funny anecdote. I always say, once you understand Bitcoin and then you see all the other people, I studied engineering, did MBA, working at Amazon. So I am surrounded by smart people who have a qualified job, career, and only few are getting partially what I mean. So it makes you think, can I be that I'm stupid, especially when the price was down at the
yeah.
beginning. But then you study more and you say, no, it cannot be like it should. I really believe that this is it. Like Bitcoin is the biggest innovation. And then thanks to Twitter, I see many others who are the same, who sometimes I see posts of people who write something that I would have written exactly the same. It looked like from all over the world, small group is that did the job. And when I
Mhm.
discussed, they all study hundreds of hours. They at the end they came up with the same conclusions. So I say Bitcoiners will be they will be or the genius or the idiots or the geniuses or the idiots of our decade. The more people like us there are, the more likely it is that we are not idiots. That's what I think. And the price now is saying more that maybe we are not that idiots.
I want to read you something I wrote this morning and get your opinion
Yes.
on it. So I wrote, what is fiat slavery? And I said, imagine a world where VR dollars are the dominant currency, much like the world of the Matrix. In this world, people are plugged into a simulated reality where their every action and thought is controlled by a central authority. They are given VR dollars as a reward for their compliance, but these dollars are nothing more than a digital illusion designed to keep them trapped in a virtual prison. In this world, the VR dollar represents the chains of slavery, binding people to a system that controls their lives and limits their potential. Now imagine that world where Bitcoin is the dominant currency, much like the world of Ready Player One. In this world, people are free to explore a vast digital universe where they can create, innovate, and express themselves without limits. Bitcoin as the decentralized currency represents the power of the individual freedom and the potential for limitless growth. It is a currency that empowers people to take control of their own lives and break free from the chains of the old world. This is an analogy. VR dollars represent the oppressive nature of a centralized system where people are enslaved to whims of the powerful few. Bitcoin, on the other hand, represents a liberating power of decentralization, where individuals are free to pursue their own dreams and aspirations. And I've been talking about a lot about, how people like
CBDC to
in
Bitcoin.
America, we grew up for the last 150 years in a fiat slavery system. My parents were born into it. I was born into it. My great great grandparents were born into it. We were told, go to school, get a good job, put money into your 401k, save in
Yes.
dollars. And Thomas Jefferson, a famous US president, had a famous quote where he said, if you ever let a person or a corporation control the wealth of your nation, your children will wake up homeless, living on the streets that their founding fathers fought to conquer.
Yes.
How do you go about helping people understand that, if you continue to save in fiat, you are a slave versus
I think
bringing.
now it's easier in the last 2 years because we had inflation. So far, we had higher inflation. So far, it was 1 or 2% inflation. It was harder because I think they assign 1-2% because it helps them it helps the government to think that they stimulate the economy to direct the economy that is completely wrong and detrimental in the long time. But where the population is not feeling year over year, you can compare 30 years versus now.
Uh-huh.
And now it's easier with a 5 or 6% inflation. I think now people are seeing that not only I highlight that the inflation is a tax on the poor, so the grocery, the basic needs, they increase even more. And secondly, I try to say where rich people are trying to save. So it will be real estate, gold, art, and other assets that are scarce. So
Yes.
if they were easy to produce, if you can add 20 Mona Lisa in one day, Mona Lisa will not be anymore this value. So the scarcity is very important, and we didn't study in the school so much. It's kind of we grasp it, but we didn't start with money. So they should direct their saving to something that is scarce. And Bitcoin is, for the first time of human history, is not only scarce, but it will be absolute scarcity. So it's even is limited. So it's the perfection of scarcity. And now, as you said, the price is a big driver. That's what I say. In fact, anyone, even if people who are not liking the ETF because they say Wall Street is taking control of Bitcoin, for me, it's not that, because it's just a vehicle that people can buy Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is always the same. 21 million, 10 minutes, and so on. So the ETF helped to increase the price, and with price there is more interest, and with more interest, it's more responsibility on us to educate. And it's very important that other people, the new people, are educated by someone who knows about Bitcoin. Because if one reason why not many understand is, you go to mainstream media, you see it's volatile, it's a bubble, tulipan is used for drugs by criminals. So it's important that it is educated by us. And for this, I made the comparison, back to your question, I made the comparison with arts, real estate in Manhattan. Also, why in Manhattan the skyscrapers are so valuable? Because you cannot produce more. There is only this limit. And some they get, some not. At one point, we should say everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. If they don't want to buy now, they will buy at 250 or a 500K or maybe a 1 million. I did my best. I don't want to waste more time.
So we got about maybe 5 minutes left. I want to make sure that you get a chance to promote anything that you want. I want you to promote your Twitter. Everybody can see his Twitter when I go to the main page. When it's him on the main screen, you guys can see his Twitter down there. It'll be down in the links along with his YouTube channel. So at the end of, when you finish answering this question, go right into telling us about your channels and promote anything you want. Where do you expect Bitcoin to go in the next, I would say, let's just say like 90 days? Give me your 90-day prediction, your 6-month, and then where you see us going into like 2025, 2026, maybe like a couple year time frame.
Instead of 6 months, let's do end of the year, will be 9 months.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
Institutions are not there yet. This is what people understand. They think they will sell. They are just started. There is so many who are doing the due diligence or who are just checking. Now Bitcoin became legitimate, and it takes time for the real institution, the real money flowing into Bitcoin. That's why I think second half of 2024 it will be the period where it will shock the world. Second half, not later, because before we had the real Bitcoin and institutions could not buy, or they need maybe 6 months or 1 year of due diligence. Now they have to do due diligence on Bitcoin, like the asset, but they will buy the ETF that is a super regulated product. So if they decide on the product itself, it's a no-brainer. It just buy, especially because it's not from someone who we don't know, but it's from BlackRock, Fidelity, and Bitwise. So very important institution. So for this, I would say second half of 2024. Before I say the prediction, is not a financial advice, and I can also say no one can really know where we are going, because it's new. Also, Satoshi said it's very hard, it's bloody hard to explain, because there is nothing compared to it. What will happen in the second half of 2024? We have institutional adoption or institutional work going after an asset with finite supply, where 70% is held on the hands of holders who understood Bitcoin, or maybe not 70, but less, but not that much less, who will not sell, at least not at any price compared to 70K. So there is the sky is the limit. If I have to give prediction, in 90 days, we will be end of June, 120K, 120, let's say 125. End of the year, 300. End of next year, 600. End of 2026, 1 million.
Good stuff, man.
Not a financial advice, though.
Yeah.
Recommendation is study Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
Absolutely. So tell us about your channels. Tell us about what you're doing over on Twitter. I want to hear more about that. I want to hear about your YouTube channel. Tell us all about that real quick.
So for my YouTube channel, I have 108 videos for 26 hours of material, education material. I divided by money, so the economic part, the technological part, and the energy users part. For example, I did 15 videos on how to explain the technology step by step, and I know the basic medium on the technology. I'm not an expert. The energy usage is very important. I did many videos on this because environmentalists should be in favor of Bitcoin, and they will understand at one point, but not yet. And the economical part is the most important. So, and this is 108 videos for 26 hours, educational video. And the rest will be in Twitter. I focus now a lot on Bitcoin as a store of value. And so I'm also following the price, but trying to explain, not to do the short-term prediction, but trying to explain what happened fundamentally and what is the reflection on the price. And if you're interested also in the ETF, because I think the 10th of January 2024 triggered a second era of Bitcoin, you are very welcome to follow me. And because I had 1,000 followers 1 year, 2 months ago, and now is almost 13,000 followers. So it means that what I create is good content.
Man, congratulations, buddy. That is absolutely awesome. Again, I'm going to leave links to all of this stuff down in the show notes, so please swing down there. These people are very specific people that I've reached out to. I'm not just reaching out to anybody in the industry. I have to enjoy their content. I have to find value in it, and I absolutely found value in yours, man. And it's we're grateful to have you in the Bitcoin community. I hope you keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
God bless you, my friend. Thank you. All right, folks, we are just getting started. Do me a huge solid. Again, folks, you guys are just joining us. Please swing over there and follow Alex. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, his X account and his YouTube, or his X at least, is pinned to the top of the live chat. I'm going to share it over here on Twitter as well, or on Rumble as well. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, swing over there, follow this man. This man needs more subscribers. His work is absolutely fantastic, and he's continuing to put out great content every single day for you guys. So let me grab his Twitter really quick for you guys, and we'll throw that up over here in the live chat over on Rumble. It's also down in the show notes, folks. We're going to do some coin calls, but I want to get into this next article really quick before we dive into those coin calls. So if you guys got some coins, you guys got some projects you guys want me to look into, you want to do some price predictions and chart out Bitcoin, drop your coins over in the live chat and check this out. So the SEC hit with sanctions for its gross abuse of power in a debt box case. This can be interesting. But before we dive into that, I want to jump back because I had time now to go back through and actually finish that Substack. Joanne, you were right. They did do a share split, and it was 20-1. So if you guys were saving in Amazon, like say Amazon was your investment vehicle, and I went through, I should have it all right this time, third time's a try, and you go back through here and you were to put $10,000 in on the first of every year into Bitcoin and $10,000 in the first of every year into Amazon, your Bitcoin, you would have accumulated 70.77 BTC. That net worth would be worth 4.795 million. Now, Amazon did a share split. So you would have originally owned like 96.74 shares because they did this stock split in June of 2023. So that would have ended up leaving you with your original 96.76 would have turned into 1,934 shares. If you add in what you would have got in 2024 after the split, you would have been sitting around 2,999 shares. If you take your initial investment of 100,000 up to 336 or 366,000, you'd be about 366% gain. So if you come down here and take the difference between those, Bitcoin would have been 1,663% more profitable than investing in Amazon stock. I knew it was a lot, but it was 6,700 the first time I did it because I wasn't calculating in that split. So that should be the official numbers of saving in Bitcoin versus saving in Amazon. And I think that there's only one asset. I could go through and do Tesla. I could probably do a couple others, but I think the only asset that we know of that outperformed Bitcoin was Nvidia. It's pretty crazy. So, going forward, if Bitcoin's outperformed pretty much everything, every single asset in the entire stock market over the last 15 years, and it's on a ripper right now, we got ETFs approval and the Bitcoin halving coming up. I can't imagine that there would be many better investments than investing in Bitcoin today, even if it's at an all-time high. You guys have watched me buy Bitcoin 3 times this weekend, or over the last week. I bought 5,000 at like 70,000. I bought another 5,000, or I bought 70,000 or 5,000 at 72. I bought 4,977 at 72,000 something. And then I bought another 4,400 at 65 something this weekend. And all those videos are posted over on Twitter if you guys want to see them. But I just want to show people I'm going to throw as much money into Bitcoin as humanly possible every single chance I get. So if there's ever an opportunity where I'm making more money, or I'm earning more money, or my bots are making me more money, I'm going to keep just shoveling that into Bitcoin. I should get a little tracker here that we can actually track and you guys can see how that portfolio is performing. But before I overtalk it, let's get in here. So the SEC hit with sanctions for its gross abuse of power in a debt-based or box case. Let's throw some jams on here. Hope these aren't too loud. There we go. So as a United States District Court has imposed sanctions on the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for acting in bad faith in a lawsuit brought against DebtBox. The SEC initially filed a motion to dismiss without prejudice, but that was denied by Judge Robert J. Shelby, who slammed the regulator for intentionally lying to the court about evidence it obtained to secure a temporary restraining order, TRO, and freezing of DebtBox assets last August. Woo! Get them, baby. The commissioners above discussed conduct consists of a gross abuse of power entrusted to it by Congress and subsequently undermining the integrity and of these proceedings and the judicial process, Shelby said in a March 18th filing. The critical evidence the SEC offered to obtain lacked any basis, which was nonetheless advanced in a deliberately false and misleading way, Shelby explained. The bad faith is inexcusable from the abusive conduct and the sanctions of attorneys, fees, and cost of all expenses resulting from that conduct is appropriate, said Shelby. Whew. And then here's a tweet by Paul G.R. Grewal, Grewal.eth over on X, said the commissioners above discussed conduct constitutes a gross abuse of power entrusted in Congress, and it undermines the integrity of these proceedings and the judicial process. Wow. The operation of an American judicial system rests on the fundamental proposition that every path who comes before the court is bound by and adheres to the same set of rules. Is that not a breath of fresh air? I didn't see this one coming. In an August lawsuit, the SEC claimed DebtBox pre-predicated a $50 million fraudulent cryptocurrency scheme amid its operations as a software mining license provider. In requesting the TRO and asset freeze, the regulator claimed DebtBox had already sent over $720,000 overseas and would flee the United States and would flee the United Arab Emirates and secretly transfer more assets with it if it were notified of the order. The request was initially approved. However, Shelby later reviewed its initial orders and concluded this SEC misrepresented evidence and the $720,000 transfer was instead sent from within the United States. And then Meta Lawman tweets out, the judge in the DebtBox case has issued 80-page opinion sanctioning the SEC for egregious misconduct in this case. The opinion is devastating to the SEC and an institution and the particular lawyers who committed the misconduct. Let that sink in. The judge made it crystal clear that the SEC lawyers did not make an error. They lied intentionally. In an opinion that will surely be cited by legislators across the country for years to come, the judge found that the critical evidence the commission offered to obtain and defend the expatriate TRO lacked any basis in fact, yet the commission nonetheless advanced the evidence in a deliberately false and misleading way. In December, Judge Shelby gave the SEC a show cause order, a type of court order that requires the party to justify and explain or prove something to the court. While the SEC accepted its actions and they weren't forthcoming, the regulator argued a sanction wasn't appropriate. Woo-hoo. Shelby took aim at the SEC's attorney, Michael Welsh, for misleading the court in attempting to obfuscate. Welsh knew his statement from the TRO hearing was incorrect. Rather than correcting the misstatement, he and the commission attempted to shift the language to gloss over the perpetuated misconduct. Now, Austin Campbell, founder of Zero Knowledge Consulting, said, oh, that might be why said that the SEC staff involved should be terminated and the agency needs to undergo reform. SEC lawyers should have personal liability for such conduct. In addition to the agency itself, what is described here is unconsiderable for those entrusted with such authority by law. Wow. Gensler's done, baby. Rockabilly says, Google says, Gazier, that's the car, gray, and the black, same car. Look at gray car pics on Bang Shift 360. Anyone want to buy a 54 Ford street legal hot rod, top dollar, everything in it? What are you asking for it? New 10 grand in Bitcoin. 10 grand in Bitcoin. Rockabilly, I'm looking to buy a new truck, my friend. Anybody out there selling a truck and would like cryptocurrency, please give me a shout, folks. I'm very interested in buying a car, but a muscle car? Send me some pics over on X. That'd be a dream come true for my dad. I might send me some pics over on X. I'm interested to see what it looks like for sure. Let's jump over to these charts and take a look at these charts for a minute. How you guys feeling about Bitcoin? It looks like Bitcoin price is dropping right now. Oh yeah, we back down to 65,000. Check this out. All right. We back, baby. We back. Let's see what y'all got over here in the chat. What you guys got? Bitcoin. Yeah, I figured you were saying Bitcoin. Let me get myself up out of here. There we go. So check out these. These are the indicators. They've actually been pretty decent lately. So on the 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin, we're not quite bottomed out on RSI, but I don't think we have much more farther to go down. I honestly think they're just trying to shake out the weak hands right before they pump the market again. Would be my best guess. I sure as hell would not be shorting at these levels, even though we have the what do they call it? The pre-Bitcoin halving crash that we normally get. We've been talking about that for a while. Doesn't look like with the amount of inflows that they're going to get their next push to the downside, but you never know. They might shake out some weak hands before they push to the upside. Now, in the 1 hour time frame, we got one sign of confirmation that we're bullish. As far as bearish signals, we got one. We got the divergence cloud right here. So you got the bearish cloud going on. Your last sell order for Bitcoin or short position order, if you're a nutcase and you're going to short Bitcoin right now, looks like your last short order would have been around 68,000, somewhere in this range. You got 1, 2, 3 confirmations of bearish. You got 1 confirmation of bullish. Now, if we look at RSI, I don't see any divergence yet on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, we don't have any bullish. We don't have any bearish divergence. We don't have any bullish divergence. Not on the 1 hour time frame. Apple guy says inverted head and shoulders on BTC. we should be headed back up soon. What time frame are you looking at, man? Oh, we might come back down here to double bottom at 64,000. That would be a dream come true. I think I'm long on Bitcoin. Let me turn on my VPN. I should be ready to rock. I get all these because my bots trade so much. I've been getting these like free. It'll give me like a free $100 ticket or like a free $200 trade. So I just been throwing random trades out there lately. And I don't know if I'm still in these trades or not. We'll see. I took a $100 50x ETH long the other day. I don't think it played out for me. Yeah, so the only trade I'm sitting in right now is a Bitcoin. And my entry point is 66,000. And that was all free money too. So I'm down like $54 on that one. Looks like I lost my KDA long, which was also a free coupon. And then I lost my ETH long, which was a $100 50x long on ETH. That would have been wild if I would have hit that one. I did I found like $36 or something in one of my, I found $66 and $36. And I hit a Bitcoin 35x and a Bitcoin 50x long. And it paid like, I don't know, like $700 or $800. So what time frame are you guys on, Apple guy? Yeah, hell yeah, Rockabilly. Send them over to me. I'll check them out, man. I'm definitely looking to buy a truck. I was actually just Googling what dealerships. And there's a Toyota dealership. I really want a Toyota truck for some reason. I went to the mechanic. Actually, I want to get another Hummer. I want to get my exact same Hummer, but one with really low miles because it was such a great car to me. And I'm nervous about getting one of these cars that they can basically hack into and take over. I mean, that doesn't, with this government, I wouldn't put anything past them at this point. So looks like we got XRP. Holy shnikes. XRP shot up to 66. XRP, you got two bullish signs of confirmation. ETH, you're looking really bearish on. ETH is down to 33,000 or 3,300, I mean. Yeah, I want the Tundra. I do, man. I really want the Tundra. I went to my mechanic and he goes, you know, you shouldn't buy anything right now that's not a Honda or a Toyota. He goes, buying a GM or any American made car right now, he's like, these, I don't know what's going on with these factories, but specifically GM, he was really adamant about GM trucks and their transmission issue. And my dad got one. He's got the Chevy, he's got the Chevy Silverado, I think the, what is it? 1500, 2018, I think it is, where they have all these transmission issues. So the wires in the wiring harness that go to the transmission, because it's got like 13 gears or something like that, is the way they made the wiring harness, probably to save money, they made the wires so tight and they're like curved around and they curve up and they go into whatever, like the connectors that they go into. But because they're so tight around that curve, you know, and there's vibration in the motor, the cables will start to fracture. So the thing will start to have issues slipping, and it's factory recall on them. And there's a huge class action lawsuit because GM continues to sell them, knowing that they're defective. And I just think that that's such a bad thing for a company to do. I don't want to, I mean, it's already tough enough to survive in Joe Biden's America. You know, you go and take a loan out for $70,000 or $80,000 to buy a new truck. You kind of expect that truck to run, I don't know, at least to 100,000 miles before you have any major issues, let alone replacing a transmission at like 60,000. And that's what my dad's pretty much at a position. It was $2,000 for them to, because it wasn't fully bad yet. So I guess they were able to like drop the transmission, pull out the controls, like, and then like repair and add extensions to the wires that were broken it. But, you know, it's probably not very long before the rest of them break, or it's already caused enough damage on it. It has issues shifting. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to get a Toyota. And then what else they said too, I keep switching screens. What else they said, if I was watching this documentary and you look over in Afghanistan and Iraq and you look at the type of vehicles the Taliban's driving around, what are they driving around? It's always a Toyota. And the entire outside of the truck will be completely like rusted. Like there's like no floor in the floor of the truck. You can see the pedals and the pedals are there, but there's like no floor bed. The seats are rusted out. I mean, it's a complete piece of trash. And the thing's just like, just ripping through the desert. And I go, oh yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense, right? Americans don't make good cars anymore. It's just, it is what it is. So we're taking a look at Matic over here. Matic's down to 98 cents. Everything's bearish right now, folks. The only question is, this is it, folks. I mean, everybody was all about Bitcoin, buying it up here. This should be the buying opportunity of a lifetime for everybody. If you thought Bitcoin was a great deal at 73,000, 74,000, down at 65, I mean, this should be the bargain. Should be shopping over here. It's only 10%, and we normally get the 20 to 30% pullback. We normally get about a 50% pullback during the halving. So where do I think Bitcoin's down? I don't know, man. Rockabilly says Google on Google Punch in 45 gasser. It pops up. Gray car has good picks. Shoot us a link, homie. Shoot us a link, man. Rumble Rick says I like Taco Mass. Oh shoot, I got to get the other live chat up here. It's probably people over on YouTube too, and I haven't. I wish I could pull that other live chat out. Kadena UAE, Tim, what up? Tim says you can't go wrong with the Toyota. I agree, my friend. I agree. You cannot go wrong with the Toyota. That's what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the Tundra, I think. Man, I can't get to my right charts. I need to get all this other shit off the screen here. There we go. There we go. All right, what coins you got? PHX. Johanna, good to see you. Julia C, good to see you. Kadena UAE. UAE, baby, says United Arab Emirates. You live in the UAE? Holy shit, you're balling, man. Caroline Bill says, I have a truck for sale. What do you got? Carolina, speak to me. Luke says, it will, if it loses 62K, it drops to 50, says Luke. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the, let's throw our moving averages up here as well. Where are we sitting at on our moving averages? Oh, I don't know if I can add another indicator. Let's give it a try. Yeah, we can. All right, so on the 1 hour time frame, we are now back below what looks like every moving average. Back below the 100, the 50, the 20 as well. So the 200, the 100, the 50, and the 20. Let's jump onto a higher time frame and see what we got going on. Let's jump onto the 1 day time frame. Oh, we got a long way to go back down to that 50. We normally do confirm support on the 50, so we finally broke back below the 20-day moving average. And this is fun. If we go back and look at previous bull runs, we can get a good idea. Wow, that's so bullish on the daily time frame. I mean, we got, you say we're going down. Where do you say we're going down to, Luke? Luke says if we lose 52K, we're going down to 50. And that would put us at the 100-day moving average. But man, it doesn't it blow your mind? Ooh, Carolina. Carolina Bill. Ooh, will you shoot me a DM over on, what are you asking for it and how many miles are on it? Man, I would love to get a diesel. Like, absolutely love to get a diesel. Isn't it funny that diesel is more expensive now? How corrupt our government is. So yeah, where it looks like we're coming down to the 51,000 range. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room for us to go down. We either hit 59 if we come back down again. The only question is, do they give retail investors the ability to buy in again at a lower level? I mean, BlackRock's going to be buying up as much Bitcoin as humanly possible. I have quite a few people coming on the show. It's Hey Apollo. Hey Apollo. Now I'll be interviewing Thomas, the creator of this website. They're going to be on for an interview. Let's see. me see. I want to make sure I say Thomas's last name right as well. Yes, that will be March 20th at 10 p.m. The Hey Apollo team will be on here. We're going to talk all about these ETFs, how they work. What does this mean for Bitcoin? And we can see that like Grayscale, million in assets. They're holding on to 378,000 BTC. We got iShares, which is BlackRock, at 230,000. Fidelity at 134,000. And they held, and it shows right here on the right-hand side, it shows the amount of BTC that they held on ETF launch. So this looks like 619,000. And they've been selling off quite a bit. It's because they're trying to get rid of the trust and convert it to an ETF or something like that. Looks like Wise Origin Bitcoin Trust, 0% fees until July 31st of 2024. 0 fees for 6 months. I'm rooting for Bitwise. I know that I've heard that Bitwise has they're showing their wallet address, if I'm not mistaken, and it's publicly. So I know that Bitwise, I'm pretty sure, has proof of reserves, but I haven't been tracking all these ETFs. There's quite a few people that I'll be bringing on the channel that'll really break this down. So once I have a better understanding of it, but you guys can check out this site, Hey Apollo, if you guys are into tracking these ETFs and the inflows. I think it'll be really important. I think we're going to see a lot. We're going to learn a lot from these inflows. It's stock. I can tune it for you. I have all the software, 120K miles, 0.5 Bitcoin. So you're asking 35,000 for it. Okay, cool. Mike Campbell says, Ryan, did you see my message? No, Mike, I did not. What you got, homie? Are you talking about like a DM on X, or are you talking about a message? Sabotage, what up? Good to see you, homie. JC, Soul dumping. That's what Soul does, baby. Let's take a look at it. How's Cadena looking? $1.52, that ain't bad. Cadena's actually holding up fairly well. Let's see what we got on Soul. Man, it's crazy how fast the altcoins dump, isn't it? I miss this, man. I miss the days when altcoins are through the roof and then they come crashing down and go 90% off. Soul's actually, Soul doesn't look too bad either. Yeah, Soul's only down 10%. That ain't too bad, considering how much it's ran up. And that's what you get when you get these ecosystems, when everybody's interacting with Soul, all these meme coins. So I keep telling everybody on Cadena, man, they got to get their crap together. When you have this many projects that are using your coin and there's all that volume and all that trading and all that transaction, and people are constantly going to exchange to get more Soul to buy into these, you know, little bunny foo-foo coins. We covered a meme coin this morning that is up, that had $1 billion market cap at open. Rick says short Soul. Let's take a look at it. Wow, yeah, that might be a shorting opportunity right there, boys and girls. Wow. Let me turn off a few of these indicators really quick. Oh, that's almost like one of those times that's too good to be true. So you got Solana putting in like insane higher highs. And then over here on RSI, you got RSI doing the exact opposite. Oh no, you are still putting in higher highs on RSI as well too. Yeah, you're technically still putting in higher highs on RSI, which is kind of funny. That's wild. Man, that would be a good short. But if Bitcoin runs up, talking about BOME, yeah, BOME, BOME. Haley says BOME. That was it. Yeah, BOME. Mateus, what up, homie? Good to see you, man. What other coins you guys got? Shill them if you got it. What are the new coins you guys looking into? What are the most degenerate meme plays? How are all your guys' political coins doing? How's the MAGA coin doing? $37. Oh. Man, I know a lot of people that are holding a lot of bags. One of my buddies has a lot of MAGA coin. And I don't think that they've been in the crypto space for very long. I don't think they realize that, like, when the air goes out of the ship, because there's only, you know, there's Swifty coin, there's MAGA coin, there's Pepe coin, there's Little Baby Doge, there's Dog with a Hat, there's now BOME coin. There's only so much money to go around to the shit coins. MAGA USD, you know. Oh man, these coins are getting rocked. What is the Swifty coin? Oh man, does that make me smile? Oh, we're making Bitcoin maxis by the shitcoin, folks. Every shitcoin like this leads to another Bitcoin maxi. Guarantee it, folks. You know, how many people put their money into Swifty coin over here? We're up 200%. And to get their money back, that price needs to go up by 4,000% for you to get your money back on Swifty coin. If that's the right Swifty coin. Let's get over to CoinMarketCap and check these out. Getting wrecked buying shit coins. Should have bought Bitcoin. Tried to tell ya. Swifty. Taylor Swift coin. There it was. Swifties. No, this one ain't bad. This one ain't bad. This one, it looks like you're 50 cents to 40. Well, it looks like it's down from 84 cents down to 42 cents, but that ain't that bad. You got in at 27 cents. It only has a $4.5 million market cap. Oh man. The degenerate in me wants me to. Oh boy. BOME. What the hell is that coin? Book of Memes. That's what it was. Book of Memes. $525 million market cap. Higher than Phlox, higher than Cadena. Boy, oh boy. Let's see what this thing's actually about. No exact price. All the pre-sale tokens will be allocated by a percentage of contributions during a 24-hour mint. And please do not dust the address or you could get nothing during airdrops. After the airdrop, I create 1 or 2 liquidity pools with a higher starting price per BOM or bomb. Is that bomb? BOM? So you can try to dump tokens fast. You wouldn't get it. Nope. Nope. The smallest book. Jeez, oh Pete's. Friends will be friends. Man, I mean, who wouldn't throw it? $1 billion market cap, folks. Chat, what coins are we on the lookout for? You guys tell me. You guys tell me. PNT, says Haley. What's PNT? What you got over here for PNT? PNT Network. $16 million market cap. You're hunting the low cappers. Looks like it came out in, nope. Okay, she's down. She's been out since 2020. PNT Network. A new dawn for P Network is coming. The definitive, fully decentralized, that's where it gets me, fully decentralized solution for interoperable blockchains. Bridge more than 50 assets among 15 blockchains. Participate to the new P Network DAO. Yeah, I don't think I'd be going into that one. Roadmap in 2022, V2 focused on scalability. From 2023, network for V3 focuses on decentralization. How are you going to do that? Power Network DAO is a virtually importance of the decentralizing of the protocol. The DAO has unleash new features. The new DAO has unleash new features. 2024 roadmap audit of the logic and architecture code base audit, fix problems found by auditors, release of helpers to facilitate component deployment, integrate for BTC adapter. Not probably my road or my get down. Pumped in 2021. Never did much more. Let's see, the peak market cap was 85 million. You never know. You might get lucky on that one. A man, Reese says, QNT. What's Quant up to? Is that one ripped yet? I mean, Quant was pretty hyped up last year. It has a $1.5 billion market cap this year. Not looking too shabby. Take a look at Quant on the chart. Quant, QNT. So on the daily time frame, let me turn on all the indicators for you guys and see what we're looking at here. It's like you're back below the 20, the 50, and the 100-day moving average on the daily time frame, which most likely means you're probably at least coming down to the 112 range, which is where your 200-day moving average is. On the daily time frame, you got one bearish signal. And that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any buy sells or any big trade setups. Definitely looking more towards the bearish side. You guys can see your 3 red arrow indicators here. No false breakouts. You are in the green as far as your momentum on your oscillator, but that's the only thing that's showing any type of bullish sentiment right now. Your last buy signal on the daily time frame was back down here at $1.03. We can jump on a 4-hour time frame and take a look at it for you. Okay, so you have your, what is that, the crab setup here, which is this indicator is calling for. So it's saying that right now, based off of this indicator, when this D printed here, if price comes up to this range right here, you're going to be looking for a short, and your take profit on that short will be down here. That's on the 4-hour time frame. You got a sell signal here. You got a sell signal here. You got bearish divergence over here on your cloud. But as of now, no trades on Quant. What else you guys got? Take a look at the 1 hour for you guys. Well, actually, I'll take a look at the RSI for you on Quant as well. This is the only indicator I trade off of is RSI, if I ever trade. I suck at trading, though. I just let my bots do it all for me. So on the daily time frame, you're kind of sitting in the middle. If it runs, you definitely got plenty of room to run up. Looks like price is putting in higher highs. RSI is putting in higher highs. As far as bullish divergence goes, okay, you might be getting a little bit of bullish divergence there. Let's see. Nah, not really anything I trade off. You kind of do. You kind of got price putting in higher highs over here. You have RSI putting in lower highs. Turn this one on the 4 hour as well. Yeah, you definitely got you definitely got some bullish divergence building up over here on the 4-hour time frame. You got RSI putting in lower highs. You got price putting in higher highs. So that might be a good trade setup if you do come down and confirm on the 200-day moving average. That might be worth it. JC says banter degen coins are PNG, BOM, Mew Mew, Brett, and Ninja. Oh boy. Oh boy. We take a look at those for you as well. What else you guys got? You got Joseph says QANX. See what you got, my friend. Oh, she's ripping. There you go. Nice find on that one. You been into this one, Joe? That's a nice gain right there. When did you get into this one, Joe? Nice. That's 340%, my friend. You got bearish signals. I mean, this is saying you got a fake breakout. You see this indicator down here? That's your false breakout indicator. But it doesn't look like it's a false breakout. It looks like you're coming down pretty hard, which I would assume after a run up like that, you're probably going to pull back a little. As far as the fib on that, would be calling for pullback anywhere between 6 cents and I would say your lowest is going down to 4.5, roughly, give or take. So between 6.3 and 4.6, give or take. Very bottom. Good for you, man. I am still a big fan of KDA. Oh yeah, man, I got 100,000 KDA. But you know, we need to see ecosystem development, I would say, is the most important thing right now. Like people, there has to be a use for the coin. But then again, there either has to be a great marketing team, right? Like Charles Hotchkiss and Cardano was a perfect example. Like they didn't have smart contracts, but they had a really, really big loyal community that was very educated on their project. So they were able to educate other people. And I think that's what Cadena is missing the most. But we have heard that Stewart's been in the Telegram lately. I know I saw him in there last week. Steve was talking about it a couple weeks ago. We got Cadena Roundtable on Thursday nights that I'm doing. I know we're going to have Amir on here. I think we might have Mike and 2 devs from Cadena coming on as well. So that'll be exciting. You guys can hear all about the tech. I love diving into the tech side of things and hearing about how the blockchain works from the inside and what they're working on. As far as projects go, I don't know many. I know there's a couple that they're pretty excited about that are building. It's at Spirkey, if I'm saying that right, is really cool technology. You're gonna be able to basically sign for crypto transactions with a, you know, your eye, your fingerprint, whatever you choose to basically turn into your signature. You're gonna be able to do it. So check out the Helium Mobile chart. Helium Mobile, what you got there? What's that, Mr. Wright? What's the ticker on that? What else you guys got? You got, oops, excuse me. You got PENG. Let's see what you got here. PENG. Oh, this is the banter special. Man, I would have run so far from anything that those dudes touch. Oh, so that's dumping. That's dumping. Mew Moo. Another banter special. Up 2,000%. Nobody got in at there, and you're down 63%. Richard, BTC is always the better investment, my friend. I don't mess with any of these coins. I'm only buying BTC from here on out for the rest of the bull run. Or maybe something that's built on the Bitcoin blockchain. I shouldn't say that. I mean, less than 1% of my portfolio, I'll put it that way, will go at random ass coins, but mainly that's just to have fun with you guys. If I didn't live stream and do this shit, I would be only buying Bitcoining. I mean, I got 100,000 Cadena, so I'm pretty set in that field. I got about probably 10 or 11,000 Flux. And I don't plan to add any more to those positions. I just plan to be buying Bitcoin from here on out. Yeah, JN24 says I did more BTC now. Yeah, I agree, man. I bought 4,400 something at Ah, shit. Let me pull it up my phone. I'll send it over. I got a video of it. Helium ticker symbol mobile. You got it, buddy. I'll pull that up right now. Let me grab this video so I can see where I bought at. Should be coming over here in a second. Mobile. Let's throw it up here. Helium mobile on Coinbase. So it looks like it is this a Coinbase pump and dumper. We ran up 100%. Retail traders bought in right as the employees at Coinbase were taking a shit on you. Is that still what they're doing? Or did they finally outlaw insider trading at Coinbase after they all got exposed for doing it? Tau and Bell. All right, let's take a look at them, Joe. Let's see what you got on Tau. Is that T-A-O? Tau. There you go, homie. Look at you, man. Look at you go, bro. Nice, Joe. Nice, nice. Damn, homie. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Another 1,400% on that one. Good for you, buddy. You know, I don't buy into these shit coins, but hey, man, if you guys are making money, by all means, tear it up, man. Tear it up. There you go. Here's Bell over here too. Bell's up another 100%. Coming down 28%. Not too shabby, man. Not too shabby. As far as bearish, you're pretty bearish on the 4-hour time frame. You got 1, 2, 3 bearish. Yeah, you got 3 bearish indicators on Bell right now, but again, you're already down. You got your last sell order, which would have been right around here. Yeah, you would have got a sell order around 110. You would have got your pretty much, oh, there's your second and third right there. So yeah. So that was your first sell signal right there. It actually might have happened a little bit sooner than that, but you for surely would have got your confirmation once your cloud started to print. So you got 1 there, 2 there, and then this is it right here. That was your 4th one. That was your like, hey, you know, you got to get the hell out of that one. If you're trading that trade, not if you're a hodler. You can do whatever you want if you hodl, but at $1, you had about 4 signs of confirmation saying, look out, we headed down. Good job. Walt says ABR, my man. You got it. ABR, what you got? Ooh, ABR is a low capper. ABR, we got nothing. I can't even see any I can't even see anything on the chart on this one. Not that I can see, but maybe I'm looking at it wrong. ABR. Let's take a look at Uniswap. Okay, there we go. We see a little bit over it on here. ABR, how you looking? 4-hour time frame. Oh, you came down a lot on that one. Let me jump on a daily time frame. All right, so it looks like you're getting some bullish signals here. So on the daily, you got a buy signal here, you got a crossover here, you got a confirmation here, and you got another confirmation there. So I would say that if it's Allbridge, am I saying that right? Allbridge is looking like it's going up right now, at least on the daily time frame. But it looks like it has really low volume and probably ABR. Allbridge. Is it Allbridge? Is that the right one? Am I looking at the right ticker? Wow, it's only got a $5.9 million market cap. Yeah, I think, you know, 100x or you know, 1 or 2x overnight in the drop of a second. Bell and Tau, not too bad, man, not too bad. Richard said, Reese says, still a big fan of KDA. Yes, sir. Sure am, friends. Sure am. DeFi Rise says, what's up, homie? That's a Miles special. Take a look at Space. Yeah, let's take a look at Space. Space is that new Bitcoin layer 2. Microvision Space. What do we get into that at? 20, something like that. Maybe 28. This one will be interesting. I bought into that because Steve said to. So yeah, I think I bought in at a $75 million market cap, if I'm not mistaken. And then it shot up right after I bought in. Yeah, we kicked off that show. When was that first show? On March 1st. So that would have been March 2nd. So I bought in at $28. That's what it was. Yep. I got a little bit of space. Only because I think that, well, Steve said, he's like, this is going to be the play, man. If there's any L2 that scales Bitcoin, it's going to be space. I was like, all right. I'll trust Steve. I'll get in it. It's 1-for-1 ratio with Bitcoin. I know there's a lot of issues with the scaling on Bitcoin right now, but I don't know enough to say one way or the other as far as the Lightning Network goes, but hopefully I'll have quite a few people. What I will have for sure is educational content on how to, like, the absolute safest way to store your Bitcoin and keep your Bitcoin safe, running your own node and running your own cold storage wallet, right? So when it comes to securing your Bitcoin, I'm going to guarantee I'm going to teach you guys how to do multi-sig, how to run your own nodes, how to get your own Bitcoin node set up, which is what I'm really excited about. I bought this, see if you guys can see it over here. I probably can't pull it out far enough. Okay, you guys can see it a little bit. So I got my Bitcoin node right now is syncing back up to the blockchain. This thing's been probably going on like 3 days now. And so I left, when I had it at my old studio, my old place, that was a long time ago, probably over a year ago. I had that node up and running. And then when I moved, I just disconnected it. It's just been sitting here over a year. When I plugged it back in, it was at like 90%. And over the last 3 days, it only got like 94, 95%. That's how long it's taken for this thing to sync back up and update, because it's going to store an entire copy of every single transaction that's ever taken place in the Bitcoin blockchain. Every single block will be backed up right there on that rig. I don't really understand about the nodes and how you use your own node and how you can hide your Bitcoin and hide your identity, but I'm really excited to learn like all the ins and outs of Bitcoin, especially multi-sig. That's where I really want to understand is how to set up a legit multi-sig wallet that's basically impossible for anybody to hack or steal your Bitcoin or take your crypto, especially when you start getting up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin. I mean, I really want to get that into a really secure spot. So that, if you guys are holding on to Bitcoin, stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of good content for you guys coming out on Bitcoin this year. A lot of good content with a lot of interviews. Anybody that you guys know that's big into crypto, especially trading or like charting, I'm really looking for somebody that's really good at TA that wants to come on the show and promote their channels and just give us a rundown on where they think Bitcoin's going once a week, maybe. I think it'd be really cool to have like a Monday night show that's all about Bitcoin and TA and charting out Bitcoin for the week, so we can kind of get a good understanding of where the market's going. Not just my opinion, but from somebody who actually trades consistently. Kite would be great, man. I heard Kite's back on YouTube now. I had to swing over there and show him. I keep forgetting that he's back on. If you guys aren't following Kite Crypto over on YouTube, probably one of the best traders I know. There he is. Almost up to 19,000. Let's go. Or almost up to 20,000. So good morning, crypto. Most likely will be weird. Kite, my man. Good to see you back on. That was 3 days ago, 13 days ago, 11 days ago. How to bounce back from losses 9 months ago. The most common. This will keep you from being the best trader. Kite's work's awesome, man. I'm glad to see Kite's back in here. Let's take a look at his lives. So 3 days ago, 10 days ago, 11 days, 12 days, 13, 2 weeks, 8 months. 8 months and 2 weeks. Kite took a break too. Sometimes you got to do that, man. Sometimes you just need to take a health break from crypto. Glad to see Kite's back in it. Hell yeah, Kite. That's awesome, man. Maybe I'll shoot Kite a text and see if he wants to come on the show and talk crypto. Oh, maybe we can get him on tomorrow. Let's see. Let's shoot Kite a text. Don't think I'm texting the wrong one. Yo. What else you guys got for me? We'll stay around for another maybe like 15 minutes that I got to run. Scam Dow says PNDC. What you got? PNDC, my friend. What in the hell do we got going on here? Pondcoin. Pondcoin. What is Pondcoin, folks? Let's find out. You guys crack me up. Pondcoin. $10 million market cap. She's a low capper. Mine Pond breed pork. Welcome. Mine Pond breed pork. Welcome to Crypto 2.0. Enter Pond. Oh, you guys crack me up. Oh, that's pretty cool. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. We want Kite. I know. I'd love to get Kite on. We'll see if we can get him on. I'm texting him right now, so we'll see if he answers. DeFi Rye in the house. GHX. Apple guy says, I got a big bag of space. That'll be interesting if space plays out. If any of these projects on Bitcoin play out and scale Bitcoin and make Bitcoin better, they'll be, I mean, a big time winner. If you got an L2 on top of Bitcoin that's using Bitcoin. I was talking to Amir about that, about building something on Cadena with their gas stations that only accepts Bitcoin. But I don't think there's a way to do it. I mean, I don't know if you really even have to be decentralized, but you probably should be. I don't think there's any way to scale or to bridge to Cadena's ecosystem in a decentralized way, but I don't know why they don't just do it with Coin Metro, in my personal opinion. Do like a CM, which is like Coin Metro BTC on Cadena. Do an FBTC on Cadena, which is a Flux Bitcoin pair, and run it through Zelcore. I think it'd be a great idea. Really good idea, honestly. What else you guys got? Take a look at Ethereum for a second. So Ethereum, you're getting a false breakout over here as well. Your momentum's definitely leaving as far as ETH goes. Wow, you might be getting a good trade set up there on ETH. Huh. Wow, you get down there on ETH, that might be a decent trade if I was a trader. So your your fib on that retrace is calling for price down to 32,707 to 2,852. If you see price start to come down to that range and you're starting to bottom out on your RSI, I mean, that might be a really, really good trade setup. As far as everything else, you're kind of bottomed out over here. Yeah, I would say that would be the trade. I would wait on that one. I wouldn't take any trades now. But you never know. It's very rare that you get those perfect trade setups. And it normally takes off early or takes off late. You know, you enter a trade right now and then it drops another 10%. But ETH is probably going to put in a new all-time high this bull run. ETH hasn't yet, has it? Which, if you guys remember last cycle, do you guys remember? So it was like Bitcoin went in and put up a new all-time high. Then the next pulled back, ETH would go up and put in a new all-time high. And then the next one, Bitcoin would go up and put in a new all-time high. I wonder if they're going to play that same pattern out this bull run. I still can't believe. How are the NFTs going? I just said, did somebody sell their Bitcoin for $10,000 by accident? Oh, they did. Oh, check this out. Let me send this one over. Oh man, I keep sending it to the wrong PC. Yeah, ETH has not put in an all-time high yet. It has not. So I'd say ETH will be the next one to run up and put in a new all-time high. That's what it did last bull run anyways. So check this out. Looks like somebody must have sold a decent sized bag of BTC. I don't know how that's even possible. I don't know what exchange it's on. It doesn't show what exchange that's on. Did he say it there in that post? No, I didn't see it. No, it's not bits. Not bits. Nope. Not on Binance. Not on Coinbase. Bitfinex. Not on Bitfinex. Oh, it'd be USDT. Hold on. Nope, not on Binance. Not on KuCoin. Not on Bybit. Not on OK. Not on MEXC. Not on Coinbase. I'm not seeing that anywhere. BitGet. CoinX. Not seeing on Binance either. No, I'm not seeing any of them. No, Rick says I was thinking about dropping a low buy order. I know Blue got $10,000 worth of KDA at like 20 cents, something like that, or 12 cents or something crazy. Pretty wild. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm getting kind of tired. We're almost at that 11 o'clock mark, folks. Do me a huge solid. If you guys enjoy this content, please smash that like button. We're going to be doing shows at 9 a.m. No, at 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. every night. I also do a show on LFA called Matter of Fact. So if you guys want to learn more about politics and how rotten and corrupt our government is, feel free to swing over there, because that's where you're going to hear the stuff that you're not going to find on the mainstream media. We really dive deep down all these conspiracy theories, and a lot of times we're breaking stories. Like, you know, you're talking about those migrants and those flights that are flying into America. We broke that story back in October. We flew down to Texas to report on it in November, and you guys were just hearing about it last week. So just to give you guys an idea of how corrupt our mainstream media is, our politicians, when you're breaking stories like that and they just die until 4 or 5 months later when they have no option but to report on them for whatever reason, a bigger media outlet's breaking the story. Well, yeah, come over there, swing over there, hit that like button over here. If you guys have anybody that you guys would like me to interview, please drop their names down in the main comments, or send me a link to their Twitter profile. I'll reach out to them. I'm trying to interview as many people that are big in the Bitcoin community. My 10 a.m. show is a strictly Bitcoin show. We're going to be all about Bitcoin during the daytime. And then at night, I'm open to do interviews with anybody, especially if they're willing to admit that their project's not decentralized, because it just drives me crazy when projects try to claim that they're decentralized and there's just absolutely nothing decentralized about a company that owns and controls smart contracts and then can update and change and modify. So hit that like button, folks. Share this content. Let everybody know we are live. Swing over and check out our friends over at MyPillow. If you guys want to support the Ryan Matta Show, there's no better way to do it than supporting our sponsors, one being MyPillow, folks. So if you guys need to get some gifts for your friends and family, especially for Easter, maybe treat grandma to a nice new pair of sheets or a nice robe for your old lady, swing over, use promo code MATA. It'll get you 50% off, if not more, off everything store-wide, and support our sponsors. If you guys are looking for the best exchange to buy Bitcoin on, you guys know it's Bybit. It's my favorite if you are not in the USA. Today's sponsor is Bybit. Bybit is your one-stop shop for crypto trading, crypto investing, buying, learning. I've also built a step-by-step. Affiliate links are down below. God bless you guys. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic night. Be safe out there. Trade safe, crypto fam. Keep stacking that Bitcoin. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Run.